Right then, in this video is a comparison of the trains in Tunisia. So in this video I'm going to be taking a look at all of the different types of train running in the entire country. Let's start off with the capital, which is Tunis. And let's start with the meter gauge mainline suburban trains. These trains are quite new. They're built by Hyundai Rotem, but they're already in not that good condition as they've not been well looked after and there's a lot of vandalism on the line. Welcome aboard the smashed window suburban train to Tunis Central. Next station, stone throwing land. Like, fuck yeah, look how many smashed windows this thing has. So many broken windows. And also the speed limits on this line have been reduced a lot due to the bad condition of the track. Look at the state of that track is going on there. Fucking hell. It wasn't like that when I was last here. It ran quite nicely last time. So door closing lights on, so that means that safety is not engaged. The safety is bypassed, they can run this with the doors open if they wanted. And this particular station has no platform, yet the train still stops it and all the doors open for people to get on and off. Oh, amazing station this, look at this platform. How's this stopped? How's this a train station? Wow. Okay. Fucking weird station. And there's a train station you across the other track. And now let's take a look at the TGM Suburban Line. This is a standard gauge suburban line which is separate from the rest of the railways. This was built as a commuter line with regular trains, but over the years the line has deteriorated badly. The trains are looking quite rough and only half of the railway is operational. And on the part where the trains do still run, even though this is a dual track line, only one of the tracks is working, turning it into a single track shuttle with a train every hour. It's really sad to see this once great line now in such a run down condition. Also, in 3 years, the deterioration is crazy. So only a single track works now. It used to be double track line. The double track that was working last time no longer works. You can already see how rusty it's gone in very little time. Already overgrown. It wasn't really that good service last time because it was struggling, but the service has got really bad now. Train every hour for a suburban line. So they've disabled all of their signalling. That just says everything. Signals don't even work now. You can see from the design of the line, of the stations, the little trains and how it's laid out, it looks like it's meant to be a frequent commuter line. It's meant to have a train every 10 minutes. It was designed to be a really good service to get people from the suburbs into Tunis. But now I've absolutely ruined it. It's not very frequent anymore, train every hour. Oh, that signal actually is still on. Red, like left on red because signalling doesn't work at all. It's all on single track working now, so the signals are kind of meaningless. Drivers ignore them, signals aren't in use. Let's go up and down on single track. Surfers at the front, let's go. And now let's take a look at the Tunis tram. This tram system is in appallingly bad condition. It's got even worse than when I was last in Tunis. This tram is so neglected, sometimes I wonder how does it even still operate? Paris bus from Paris. And just take a look at this clip. This little clip I found online, but this shows what this tramway is like. And by the way, this is not some unusual event. I can confirm from my own experience that this is normal for rush hour. The trams really are that crowded, and the people are crammed into every door, all leaning out, and the doors are forced open and the tram still runs. And at night time, a lot of the interior lights do not work. And now let's take a look at the newer Citydis trams. And even though these trams are relatively new, they are already in terrible condition. As the Alstom Citydis is a modern tram, it was not built for this kind of abuse. Look at the absolute state of that. Look at, you got all smashes, there, you got cracks up there. And something that's just really bizarre for a Citydis, these will also run if the doors are forced open. On a Citydis! That is just crazy! Tram's absolutely rammed. The Citydis can run with the doors open. It's when you put a modern French tram onto a Tunisian tramway, it doesn't cope. So then, back to the mainline trains, and now let's take a look at the standard gauge suburban trains. This is a newly built line and it's in perfect condition, and these trains actually run at a good speed. They look very modern, they're built by Hyundai Rotem, and this shows that Tunisia can actually do good trains. So it seems like at Tunisia, build the railways really nice, but never maintain them. And over the years, the lines get run down worse and worse to the point where they're barely running. Then they go and rebuild it again. It's the Tunisian way of doing things. So as this line is brand new, this is the only line in the whole of Tunisia actually running a good service. Let's take a look. Our brand new train, and it's already not looking good. It's nice and new and shiny, but I don't think it's going to last like that. And just take a look at these people sitting on the edge of the platform waiting for a train. Just imagine if they were doing this in the UK. They'd probably be put in the news for reckless behaviour, but in Tunisia, this is normal. And now let's take a look at the DMU trains. These run between Tunis and Nablus, and these trains are in very bad condition. They are looking very rough and they're very infrequent. Look at the state of that. Someone's thrown a stone at it as it's gone past and smashed the windscreen. And these trains break down often and have to be pulled by a loco. So the DMU cannot run itself, it has to get pulled. So using a DMU just as wagons basically for a diesel loco. So this DMU does not run. It has to get pulled by a loco, that's how bad it is. And now let's go along to Sousse, and let's take a look at the Sousse suburban line. This is a metre gauge line running the same trains as the Tunis suburban line, and this line is in very bad condition. A lot of the line has very slow speed limits as the track is in appalling condition. But in these video clips I'm going to show the very few bits of the line where it actually still runs at a decent speed. And this train station seems pretty okay really for a little suburban line. Yeah, there's a train every hour and a quarter. Trains every 75 minutes. But why? Why would they do that? Why not have it every 15 minutes? Like, that's just not good enough. The train, it looks good, it looks like pretty well maintained, it looks pretty good, the tracks look in good condition. But no, they have to have a train every 75 minutes, making the service shall we play count the smashed windows? Well, 1, 2. This is laughable. 3, there's another one. Oh, the next one's been smashed. They haven't replaced the glass. Instead, they've just blanked it over. Because why bother replacing it? It just gets smashed again. There's another one also blanked over. Then another smashed window there. And then another one. Fucking hell. How many of them? Actually, there's more windows not intact than there is intact. Look at that. It's ridiculous. So many of them are smashed. Finally, let's take a look at the Mainline intercity trains. The Mainline is actually metre gauge, which is quite surprising. These run between Tunis and Sfax, and 2 trains a day run even further south than that. But on the main line between Tunis and Sfax, there's only 5 trains per day each way. That is a terrible service, and these trains are very run down. Once the train had finally started leaving the station, it was now 1 hour and a quarter late. And there's very few trains per day. So you can see that this railway is pretty knackered. Anyway, I'm now on my 2-hour train journey down to Sfax. Let's take a look around this train. This door is meant to be locked. One of the brake lines is dangling. Fucking hell, look at that one toilet. Don't ask me why, it makes no sense. Look at that one. That is fucked. Okay, later on in the journey, now the doors are wide open, so not shut at all. And along I go into Sfax. This city is actually pretty big, as it's 5 miles from the outskirts of the city into the centre. But the train does not stop until the main railway station in the centre. However, it goes very slowly, partly so it doesn't hit anything at the many level crossings where all the car drivers just whiz in front of a train, and it's also going slow, so if anyone actually wants the outskirts rather than the city centre, they can jump out of the train while it's moving. Very slowly into the city centre. Oh, I want to ride that loco. I'm just not confident enough to step across that, because if you fall, you're falling under all the wheels, so I'm just not confident to step over it. And there is no control from this loco to the rear engine. You've got one set of power there on the left, that's just power for your lights from the train. Dodgy. Fucking dodgy, this bloke. Guards wagon. And that's what they call disabled access, putting a bit of wood on the tracks. So, here's the main ticket hall of Sfax. Wow, smashed window. Main station hall, and look how many windows are smashed. Look at the speed. Tracks must be so bad, it has to go out slow. Only 2 trains a day heading further south than Sfax. So there's literally only 2 trains a day going that way, and going the other way I think it's about 5 trains a day heading towards Tunis. 3 miles an hour. They need to look after their railways better. They need to just look after them better, and it's not good enough really. Look at that. Fucking hell. State of that. And the rear doors, I bet you locked the rear door. Wow, faceless. Red signal. Haven't even bothered to set a signal for it. That's fucked. I walk faster and that is so slow. There's some track prom up there which I have to go slow over. That is so slow.